My boyfriend lost a truth or dare game, and the dare was to kiss someone of the opposite sex. Before our lips could even touch, Ashley shoved me aside and went for it. Come on, Ashley, knock it off. It's Sarah's birthday, remember? Mark said, smiling and playfully squeezing her cheek. Everyone fell silent, watching me sprawled on the couch. Ashley giggled. Relax, Sarah. Mark doesn't even see me as a girl. Mark tried to smooth things over. It's just a game, Sarah. Don't be so dramatic. Everyone expected me to explode, but instead, I took off my engagement ring and gently slid it onto his childhood friend's finger. Let me know when the wedding is, okay? Ooh, Mark, you taste so good. What have you been eating? Ashley's sugary voice filled the room. Mark, who had been gazing at her like she was the center of the universe, suddenly remembered I was there. He let go of her cheek and tapped her head. Hey, come on. It's Sarah's birthday. Ashley pouted. Oh, I didn't think Sarah would be so sensitive. It was just a silly dare. The room tensed. This wasn't just a playful tap or an awkward brush of lips. It was a real kiss. I saw a few people shrink back, waiting for me to explode. But instead, I walked over to Ashley and placed the ring on her finger. It fit perfectly. Seriously, let me know when you set the date. Jaws dropped. Sarah, it's just a game. Are you serious? Mark asked, his voice turning cold. I let out a light laugh. Just trying to help you two have some fun. Mark's face turned red. Ashley tugged on his sleeve. It's okay, Mark. It's my fault. I didn't think Sarah would take it so hard. But we've been like brother and sister forever. She plucked off the ring and tossed it at me. Here. Don't be so dramatic. It didn't mean anything. The ring hit me square in the face and clinked onto the floor. The room gasped. I picked it up, looked at it for a moment, and tossed it into the overflowing trash can. Sarah, are you insane? That's your engagement ring, someone shrieked. People scrambled to retrieve it, but it was lost in a pile of watermelon rinds, banana peels, and even someone's vomit. Ashley clung to Mark's hand, looking panicked. Mark, what just happened? Why is Sarah so upset? Mark stepped in front of her protectively. Everyone, stop. Silence. His gaze was icy. If you can't handle it, why play? Now everyone's miserable because of you. Happy now? His words hit like a punch to the gut. Ashley kissed my boyfriend, and I was the one making people miserable? The old me would have screamed, cried, fought. But I was tired. I grabbed my purse. I'm out. Have fun. The door clicked shut behind me. Someone hesitated. Wasn't this Sarah's birthday party? Mark sounded annoyed. Just ignore her. She needs to grow up. Laughter returned. Someone congratulated Ashley on her new job. My birthday had become her celebration. I walked alone in the cold, wiping my face. I wasn't sad. Just empty. Growing up, I had always looked up to Mark. He was the star student, while I was the awkward girl left on the sidelines. I worked my butt off in school just to see our names side by side on the honor roll. But I was never bubbly and cute like Ashley. I was always just polite. When we went to college, Ashley started dating someone else, and I finally worked up the courage to confess to Mark. Somehow, he said yes. After that, everything I did was for him. I gave up my chance to study abroad because he wanted to stay and teach. My professors tried to convince me otherwise, but I just blushed and said, I just want to be happy with him. I gave him everything. And he never even noticed. Standing in the cold, I pulled out my phone and called my grad school advisor. Professor, do you still need someone for that project you mentioned? The professor hesitated for a second. Sarah, you finally came to your senses, huh? Of course, we need you. When are you coming? In a couple of weeks. I need to sort some things out first. Even though I wasn't leaving right away, I started looking into the project details. Ireland was in a different time zone, and by the time I finished, it was already past midnight. Exhausted, I filled the tub with hot water and sank in, drifting off to sleep. I woke up to the sound of the front door opening. Sarah? Mark's voice echoed through the apartment, growing more frustrated. He opened the bathroom door. You're home, I murmured, rubbing my eyes. Sorry. I fell asleep. He pinched the bridge of his nose. I was out late because Ashley drank too much. Her ex showed up. I couldn't just leave her alone. Right. Safety first. He stared at me. You're not mad? I laughed. Why would I be? You guys are childhood friends. He looked at me like he didn't recognize me. I stood up, grabbing a towel. He didn't move. Sarah, can you just tell me what's going on? I paused. What do you want me to say? You always have so much to say. That was true. Every time Ashley stirred up trouble, I was the one yelling, crying, fighting. But I realized something, you only fight when you still care. I gently pulled my wrist from his grip. It's late. We have to wake up early. He stood there, frozen. Don't stay up too late, I murmured, climbing into bed. A minute later, slam. The door slammed shut. Mark was gone. I knew why he was mad. He had given me an opening, and I didn't take it. I slept like a baby. The next morning, I opened the door to find a cake on the table. Mark sat behind it. Happy belated birthday, Sarah. I froze. I know you were upset. The ring is gone, but that style didn't suit you anyway. Pick something else. He slid his phone toward me, open to a jewelry website. Ashley's just a kid. Don't hold it against her. You got me a cake. Thanks. Sarah. I read the inscription. Happy 18th birthday. Forever young. How ironic. Thank you. I love it. He frowned. Sarah, I grabbed plates. What is it? Nothing. I placed the biggest slice in front of him. You have to eat it all. Can you at least look at the ring? I glanced at the screen, Dr. Jewelry. A brand that only sells one ring per customer. Before yesterday, I would have been thrilled. Now, I just wanted my cake. No need. Don't waste your money. Mark was looking at me like I was crazy. I smiled. Seriously, I don't care about that stuff anymore. Don't waste your money. I'm happy you got me the cake. I put my empty plate on the table. I have a meeting today. I gotta get going. Remember to put the plates in the dishwasher. I went into the bedroom to change. Thump. I heard a chair scrape back. I turned around. Mark had put his phone away. Whatever. I'll get Ashley something. She likes that kind of thing. He slammed the door on his way out. He didn't touch the cake. I didn't see him at school for the next few days. Wow. That's gorgeous. The setting is the best I've ever seen. Who got it for you? Ashley? Marry the man who buys you Dean. When I got to the office, everyone was gathered around Ashley, teasing her. I glanced over. She was wearing a classic doctor ring on her finger. People say that style means true love until death. Oh, my friend got it for me. Don't get any ideas. Ashley laughed. But she kept glancing over at Mark, who was sitting nearby. She saw me and quickly covered her mouth. Oh, Professor Sarah. When did you get here? Mark didn't get me this ring. Don't get the wrong idea. She looked me in the eyes when I walked in. She acted like she didn't see me and raised her hand with the ring high. She was talking and joking with the others. Everyone remembered the kiss at my birthday party. And they all looked at me. Mark looked at me too. I walked up to Ashley and took her hand in mine. It's beautiful. Your boyfriend has great taste. Ashley's face dropped. Mark's hand froze as he lifted his water glass. Everyone looked at each other in shock. Then one of them laughed. Professor, Sarah has great taste. If she says it's pretty, then your boyfriend must really like you. Someone tugged on that person's sleeve and they whispered, what do you mean? If Mark bought it, Sarah would have already exploded. It must be a new boyfriend or else Sarah wouldn't be praising her. Everyone suddenly understood. Since when did you get a boyfriend? Ashley? You are so secret. When is the wedding? Let me see. This style is just too pretty. While everyone was praising her, Ashley smiled and looked at. Oh, I don't know why he got this. He asked me what I wanted and he bought it for me. I didn't think a straight man could be so take it off. I suddenly interrupted her. Ashley just stared at Mark. Mark. Mark stood up, holding his lecture notes for his undergraduate class. It's an eyesore of a ring, but you feel the need to brag to everyone in the office. What kind of taste do you have? Ashley covered her mouth, tears welling up in her eyes. Mark. He ignored her. Instead, he looked at me, a strange expression on his face. Sarah's taste could use some work too, I guess. Then he stormed out. I didn't understand what his problem was. He got her the ring I said was pretty. What was with his attitude? After class, Mark texted. Let's get dinner tonight. So, he noticed something was up. Perfect. I had some things I wanted to say, too. Okay, I'll head over after my experiment. To finish by 7, I rushed through my experiment. But then, I couldn't get the lab door open. Lab doors were usually checked and locked at 11 p.m. It wasn't even 7 yet. Why was it locked? My phone was in my locker outside. I couldn't reach anyone. I thought about climbing out the window, but the lab was on the 8th floor. Someone walked by, so I started banging on the door like crazy. The lab was soundproofed. It took forever to get anyone's attention. When I finally saw who it was, my heart sank. It was Stacy. She had been dying to go to Ireland with our professor, but he picked me. Lately, she had been giving me the cold shoulder. I mouthed to her, telling her I was stuck. She shook her head and walked off. My heart dropped. Did Mark know I was here? I needed to get out, fast. I looked around for something to use as a weapon, but all the equipment was worth millions of dollars. I couldn't bring myself to damage anything. Finally, I just sat down, my back against the door. Click. I jumped up. Stacy was holding the door open, jingling the keys. The lab assistant left early. I had to go get the keys from the office and fill out some forms. Took a little while. Didn't scare you, did I? I was speechless. The lab assistant, is Ashley? Stacy rolled her eyes. Who else would it be? I hesitated. Thanks. I gotta run. I'll buy you dinner later. About the project in Ireland. Save it. I don't need your apology. She waved her hand dismissively. I'll surpass you someday, Sarah. It was 7:30 when I got out. I rushed to the restaurant, tripping on the stairs and scraping my knee. A waiter helped me to my table. But it was occupied. Excuse me, ma'am, but I think you have the wrong table. This table was reserved, the waiter said. I stared blankly. My phone buzzed with a notification. It was Ashley on Instagram. Thanks for the amazing birthday surprise, babe. Not mad anymore. Cute emoji. The picture showed a huge 5-layer cake. Ashley was standing in the center with a bunch of friends pulling party poppers. Confetti was everywhere. The person beside her had a cat sticker covering their face. But I knew it was Mark. I checked the calendar. Right. It was Ashley's birthday. Ma'am, would you like to reserve a table now? My knee was throbbing. I shook my head. No, thanks. Could you tell me where the nearest hospital is? I didn't call Mark. A huge chunk of skin had been scraped off my knee. The waiting room was packed. By the time I got bandaged up, it was late. I got home after midnight. I walked in to find Mark sitting in the dark. I nearly jumped out of my skin. I flipped on the light, relieved. Mark, why are you sitting in the dark? He looked up, his eyes red. It's almost 3 in the morning, Sarah. Yeah, I had a late shift at work. He hesitated, testing the waters. Last night. I didn't make it to dinner. I know. It's okay. I put down my purse. You yelled at her, so you had to make it up to her. Her birthday was the perfect excuse. Snap. He grabbed my wrist, looking up at me. Her party's still going on, actually. I frowned. I came home early. He squeezed my wrist tighter. I was waiting for you to call me. I froze. Then I pulled my hand away. He didn't let go easily. It's fine. I trust you guys. He watched me take off my shoes and coat. You're not mad? My voice was soft. Not mad. Sarah, His voice shook. I cut him off. Mark, can we talk about this tomorrow, okay? I smiled wearily. I'm exhausted. We can talk as long as you want tomorrow. I went to the bedroom. He didn't come in. But I didn't hear the door slam shut, either. He was gone when I woke up. He wasn't in the office either. He had to teach the class experiment. I texted him in the afternoon. Ashley not bugging you today? Dinner tonight? Need to talk. I hadn't even hit send when the office door burst open. Sarah. Where did you hide my pen? Ashley grabbed my collar and almost pulled me off the chair. The others rushed in. Ashley, calm down. Her eyes turned red. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, but my grandpa gave me that pen. It's really important to me. Sarah, you can look at it if you want, but can you tell me where it is? Grandpa? Pen? I was stunned. Ashley's grandpa was a physicist who did all kinds of crazy stuff for the country. Before his death, he left her a pen, hoping she'd follow in his footsteps. I respected that man. I would never steal from him. I left it in the lab yesterday. Only Sarah was working on experiments. Sarah, I'll never talk to Mark again if you give me back my grandpa's pen. Ashley dropped to her knees, bawling her eyes out. Everyone was staring at me. Everyone knew I fought with Ashley and Mark a lot. Mark, say something, someone called out. I looked up. Mark was standing in the doorway. Sarah, give it back. I'll buy you a new one if you want. He handed me his phone. You know the password. Pick out whatever you want. Anything will do instead of the pen. I stared at the phone and snorted. What do you mean? He avoided my eyes. That pen's really important to her. I'm not blaming you. I know you've been under a lot of stress lately, so it's normal for you to act out. I looked at him with a weak smile. Don't you know what kind of person I am? He didn't say anything. Ashley was still sobbing, glancing at me. What are you crying about? You locked your professor in the lab, and you're mad she took your pen? Why didn't you leave it in the lockers outside the lab? Why does the pen matter so much if you can't keep it safe? A voice butted in. I turned around. Stacy was holding an iced coffee. The others blinked. Stacy, what do you mean? A USB drive landed on the table. Video footage that has been technically recovered. Watch how Ashley waits for Sarah to enter the lab and then locks the door. Smack. Ashley snatched up the USB and held it tight. Stacy, you didn't have to go there. Stacy scoffed. Scared? She yanked the USB from her and plugged it into the computer. It was just some experimental data and lecture notes. No video at all. You lied. Ashley shrieked. Stacy snorted. How would you be scared if you didn't do anything? You. Ashley looked at Mark. Mark. Mark, who always took her side, frowned at her. Ashley covered her face, pushed him away, and ran out. I looked back at Mark. Sarah, I smiled. Don't say anything. I get it. You've known her since you were a kid. It's hard to think she would be capable of setting me up. I don't blame you. He looked shocked. Dinner tonight, Professor Mark? I asked softly. Or are you busy with Ashley? No. Mark was resolute. I was surprised but laughed. Okay. Tonight at 7, I'll make. At home, okay? Mark was serious. Sure. I'll pick up the groceries. I'll do it. I didn't argue. That night, when I opened the door, someone grabbed my arm. Oh. Sarah, you're all grown up. Look at how beautiful you've become. Honey. Get in here and say hello. I watched Mark's parents appear before my eyes. I looked at Mark for an explanation. He came and hugged me. It's time to tell my parents. They were going to find out eventually. Mark's parents grinned. When are you going to have the wedding? Sarah, do you want to have it here or back home? We can have 2 weddings if you want. The words I wanted to say were lost in the noise of the conversation, so I turned to Mark. He smiled and held out a red velvet ring box. Inside was another engagement ring. It was my favorite. He got me a new one? I quickly hid my hands behind my back. Mark's parents looked confused and stared at their son, then at me. Did you two plan this already? Happiness quickly turned into confusion as Mark's parents looked sad. I felt bad for them and for myself, but they had lived in this area for decades. Since I started dating Mark, they couldn't stop spending money on me. The first Chanel bag in my closet was a gift from them. I haven't washed my hands yet. I just got back from the lab, I said. Don't be ridiculous. Don't worry about it. Mark's mom beamed, grabbing my hands. Mark gently took my hand from his mother and slid the ring onto my finger. They both handed me red envelopes, and I smiled. Thank you. They laughed. Are you still calling us uncle and aunt? Start calling us mom and dad. I hesitated but then spoke. Thanks. Mom and dad. Mark looked relieved. His father was excited. I'm going to call the elders. My son finally snagged his favorite girl. Go away. Show some respect, his mother scolded, laughing. After spending some time together, I walked Mark's parents to the airport. Once they were gone, I turned to Mark. I'm leaving too, Mark. He nodded. Okay, I'll take you home. I stepped back. I'm going to Ireland. He froze. Professor Lee needs me for his project. His expression didn't change. When did you decide this? Why didn't you tell me? On my birthday. Realization hit him. His fists clenched, his voice unsteady. After you left the party? I nodded. Mark took a deep breath, his body shaking. When will you be back? Maybe 3 years. 3 years. He repeated. That's not too long. I'll wait for you. If you're interested in Ireland, I want to break up. The wind blew through my hair, distorting his vision with its movement. I watched his chest rise and fall, even though we were standing a meter apart. But, we just got engaged in front of my parents. I know. I pulled out a key, took his hand, and placed it in his palm. This is my key. When you get home, check under the shoe rack. I left the 2 red envelopes there, and my ring. I looked at him softly. I'm not holding anything against you, but this part of us is over. I packed my things. Everything else is up to you. I won't be coming back. I'm leaving, Mark. I hope you become a professor soon. I touched his back gently before turning away. Instead of going home, I checked into a hotel. My work was done. Later, when I turned in my materials, I heard some news. Mark wanted to work on projects in Ireland. He had enough material to get promoted, so there was no real reason for him to go abroad. Years later, there might not even be a position available for him to become a professor. Why would he do this? Professor Sarah. A document was passed behind me to the materials teacher. Mark smiled at me. I hope we can work together soon. The teacher was excited. Professor Mark is going overseas with Professor Sarah. You two are so lucky. I shook my head. I'm sorry, but I don't think he can. The teacher's enthusiasm faded. Mark hesitated. I remained polite. Our passions don't align. We'll manage our own paths in Ireland. The teacher still looked confused. Professors, you too. I laughed. We broke up. Silence filled the room. I turned to Mark. I wish you luck with your projects overseas. Mark suddenly grabbed my wrist. His voice trembled as if he couldn't breathe. Don't you care at all? I pulled my hand away. Come on. We're at school. His voice grew louder. Why aren't you as stubborn as before? I froze. For a moment, I wished I had installed security cameras on Mark. He had always needed space, disappearing for hours. He had always yelled at me. You're my girlfriend. I can't stand being controlled. You're so suspicious. Did you think I was with Ashley? I've known her forever. If I had anything with her, I wouldn't have stayed with you. I sighed and looked at him. Mark, I thought you hated me controlling you. Now I've let go. What else do you want? His eyes filled with tears. Ashley suddenly rushed over. Mark. Don't go to Ireland. She threw her arms around him. You can't go. What will I do without you? You promised you wouldn't leave me alone. The teacher was still speechless. Mark always cared about his public image. Now, he stood there, red-faced and miserable in the submission room. Sarah, do you want me to go or not? That was a surprise. Mark had always told me he had his own life and I couldn't control him. And now, he wanted me to decide? I shook my head. That's up to you. Just do what you want. Ask yourself if this feels right. I turned and walked away. Sarah. I picked up my pace. Behind me, I could hear Mark's voice, Ashley's cries. Let me go. Leave me alone. Mark didn't contact me until I was about to leave. Instead, he started posting on social media. The first post was a throwback graduation photo of us. The second was from our engagement day. In it, I was wearing his ring. Finally, he wrote. I miss you, Sarah. Of course, he set the post so only I could see it. I scrolled past it and commented on a friend's picture instead. Pretty girl. I got a phone call before my flight. Professor Sarah. Come to the hospital. Professor Mark had an accident during the experiment. He doesn't want to see the doctors, he wants to see you. I was confused. Mark takes his research very seriously. A student misread the scale, and he got a group chat notification. Why such a huge accident? What's going on in his mind? Mark was grabbing at the air when I got there. Where's Sarah? Get her. Don't touch me. Ashley was crying. Brother, Professor Sarah isn't here. Let me take care of you. Your eyes can't get more sunlight. You need medical care right now. Stop trying to find her. Please. He shrugged her off. Mark gripped the bed. Go, go. Sarah doesn't want me to be with you. You can't be here. Go away. Brother, Ashley cried. Mark. I called him. Sarah? He got out of bed and almost fell. Ashley tried to hold him, but he shoved her back. He reached for me, and tears soaked his bandages. You're here. You came to see me. He hugged me, his body trembling. Don't go. Sarah. I messed up. Don't leave me. I didn't move. You can't cry. He bit his lips and held me tighter. I tried to move him. I have to fly out in an hour. You wanted me, so I came. Can you take care of yourself now? His body shook, and his bandages grew damp. The doctor rushed over. What's going on? Let's go. He can't cry. They pulled me away from him. I could hear him calling me. Don't let her leave. Sarah. I watched him. Ashley reached out, but he pushed her away, and she crashed into a flower pot. Blood trickled onto the ground. I turned and walked away. The sky was blue. I had to start my own journey.